business lover Dennis gets a part-time job at a local course to supplement his military pension. And when he's not on the team, there's only one other place he'd rather be.
He would be done working by about 12 o'clock. And so because he was off early, he would go home, he'd get his boat, and he'd go out to the lake and go fishing.
All right, the boat!
By the time these pictures are taken, Dennis has been retired 15 years. And film has given way to video.
He loved fishing. He would go 2-3 times a week sometimes. He would bring the fish home. He cooked it. My mother didn't know how to cook fish. He cooked fish fabulously. It was so good.
You'll find Joe in Dennis's fishing videos. She's definitely afraid of water. But that doesn't seem to cause anything.
For the most part, I really don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You never know.
It's March 1991, and the now 55-year-old Joan also has a job in Baltimore.
She got a part-time job at the Hallmark store. And she loved working at the Hallmark store. It became very important to her.
That's Joan. Sure, she has lots of no photos. Because today she's welcoming a special guest. That's very ordinary. It's Dennis, once again dressing the part for a holiday.
People would come in and have their kids taking pictures. This is the night. It was a cute costume. And he did a great job. I think he enjoyed it.
He would do anything to make somebody laugh. Anything. He was so funny all the time. And he was loved by everybody. He was that kind of guy. You just said, oh man, this guy is just hysterical.
Debbie is looking at his the first time. It does not stir the same kind of emotions like do in others.
Makes my heart very heavy.
Just weeks after these images were filmed, a tragedy would unfold that would shatter Debbie's world.
It was unbelievable. I had no idea any of this was going on.
It's March 1991. Inside
They seemed happy. As a couple, I think they understood each other, you know.
They were happy together. They were friends. I don't remember hearing yelling or disagreements or anything like that. I think they got along fabulously.
But just 3 weeks after this footage was taken, Dolly's world changed forever. It's the morning of April 17, 1991, and Joan Dolly's train.
She was always on time. There were certain days that she had to open the store, so she was supposed to be there.
But this morning, there's no sign of her.
guards kept the extra key.
No.
With the dolly found in shock, it falls to LAPD detective Paul Tippett to investigate the case.
I would say that in my career working homicide, I investigated around 175 cases. Every homicide is so different.
Where's the body? In the bedroom. Take a look. Detective Tippett takes a closer look at Joan's arms and hands.
I noticed that she had defense wounds on her hands. One finger looked like it had been broken. It was badly bruised, swollen. It appeared to me that she fought back.
Detective Tippett makes an unusual decision for a homicide in 1991, when DNA profiling is in its infancy and there is no database to compare results.
Coroner's investigators scrape the fingernails of the victim. In other words, take any substance that might be under her nails.
The scrapings go on file in case they be used in the future. With the house in disarray and a high-crime neighborhood, all evidence seems to point to a home invasion.
The point of entry was a bedroom in the southwest corner of the home at the rear of the house. A great part of the investigation was wondering who might be involved in this particular case. Were they drug abusers? Were they a burglar? Were they a thief? Were they a robber? A car thief? Or what have you?
Detective Tippett has no immediate answers, and this is little comfort to the Dollies. Joan was the heart and soul of their family, and they just can't make sense of her murder.
I don't think I caught it until the day. I think I was just in total shock that this happened, especially that it wasn't like she had just been in a car accident or had a heart attack. She was murdered. I had never known anybody that had happened to before.
intense man, Dennis finds it hard to deal with his emotions.
He said, you know what? I'm going to take my boat.
Go out on the lake for a couple of days.
Let me introduce you.
You know what? I like being by myself. Okay.
I didn't want him to be alone. You know, I just lost my mom. Just buried my mom. I didn't want my dad to be alone. And he said, no. He said, I just want to go by myself.
Just it's time.
The water becomes a place of solace for little Buck and his dog. As he tries to piece his life back together. Dennis is alive.
I'm guessing this is probably the person I don't want to see.
As the summer he's trying to rebuild his shattered life.
Take a picture of Daddy. Get through next month.
But the woman behind the camera is not one of his daughters. Dennis is found love again.
Yeah.
With 37-year-old Brad. She's been hanging out with Dennis' son, who lives down the road. Her sister Debbie.
I didn't know anything about her. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what she was. I just found that she was younger than I was.
Stay on to your left. There's a boat coming up on your right side.
Adventurous, not afraid of water, ready to get away from their life. Dennis is sweet.
Where's Dad?
Takes you away for a romantic
I see. Where's Dad?
Behind the camera, your Brandy can't wait to give the on-screen tour.
Gary, take a picture of my house so we can show it. That picture. Captain's control. Kitchen. Nice big kitchen. Go down the hall. Yeah. Somewhere I need to Ouch. That hurt. Oh, want to see the bathroom? Bathroom. And shower. A Billy Barton shower. Billy Barton, yeah. When are we gonna eat? Okay, after we watch Moonrise?
What do you have to do?
Just put what change in the pond.
As they stay up to watch the moonrise, it's the perfect romantic getaway.
So pretty out here. I hope this comes out.
And Brandita is determined to capture every special moment. 6 months later, in early 1990,
Is your thing on the damn list cover on there? That helps.
with the relationship still going strong, Dennis whisked Brandita away to the mountains to share city.
We're having a barbecue out of the patio. How's that? Still approaching Village in Bear Lake. Back to the gingerbread house.
Dennis is the tour guide for first-timer Brandita.
Dead man's curve here.
Dead man, poor man. What's our name?
West, now heading south.
But there's an ulterior motive to Dennis's weekend away.
My dad decided he was going to retire from the golf course, and he wanted to move to Big Bear.
Shot of the mountains on the south shore. Big Bear Lake, solar observatory.
He said, that's where I want to go. He said, I can fish every day.
This is Bald Eagle Happy.
Dennis is taking a second chance at love. Though Jones' brutal murder still haunts Detective Tippett, he hasn't given up solving the case. Dennis's relationship with Brandita piques his interest.
What surprised us is we received information from Debbie, the daughter, and also friends of the Dollies that Brandita was now living in the house. So from that point, I decided to work on Brandita Italiano and started developing more information pertaining to her associates, where she had been, what she had done.
Criminal history has been put in jail several times over the last 10 years.
So all of this started developing into a question as to why Vince Dolly was so involved with this person who was basically a street criminal.
It's not that it's patterns. 1994 in Los Angeles. Dennis arrested for shoplifting. Sent to jail for a 4-year stretch. Which has nothing to do with the
Obviously,
for a cheeseburger. That was our big wedding day. Nothing to it.
For the next 3 months, Dennis and Carolyn are deliriously happy.
It wasn't like when you're in your 20s or 30s, just a quiet, peaceful relationship.
There's just one shadow for their lives. It's a specter from Dennis's past. His ex-girlfriend, Brenda Italiano, keeps calling him from prison.
How are you?
Hi, Dee, you alright?
I know, I got my message. It only takes so many takes, and there's nothing else on there. The ball's out in the middle half the time. I something they're learning to do exabytes. It wasn't like Thursday. I didn't hear anything during that period. That anybody, like the oil player. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Can I just get this guy that he's so considerate?
Over time, the frequency of the calls begins to unsettle Carrie.
I thought that maybe Randy had something over on him.
Yeah. Meantime, the DNA results from Joe Dunn's interviews finally come in with Detective Tinker. There's been a battle.
So now we have physical evidence to connect Brandita to the murder of the sergeant.
Thank you.
I was absolutely elated.
You. Brandita's DNA was found under Joan Dahl's nails, placing her at the scene of the crime. And she's charged with murder. Detective Tippett continues to look into Brandita's past life, trying to find a motive.
I found out that prior to April 9th, 1991, she was in a women's jail. Full of representation records. I noticed that Dennis had visited Brandita over 14 times.
It turns out Dennis knew Brandita before Joan died.
If you looked at Brandita Italiano and you looked at Dennis Dolly and their backgrounds, you'd say these two would never match up. They're so different. One's a criminal, prostitute, drug abuser, thief, and he went through the service 20 years. He has a good job. He likes to fish. Normal guy.
It appears that Dennis Dolly was leading a double life. Playing the perfect bunny suit wearing husband for his wife Joan, while secretly hanging out with known criminals. Joan's murder devastated the Dollys, but the truth behind her death destroyed them.
It's the ultimate in disgusting, evil behavior. I mean, who does that? Who does that?
Weeks after this footage was taken, Joan Dolly was found bludgeoned to death in her own bedroom. Brandita Italiano, Joan's husband's secret girlfriend, has been charged with her murder.
The DNA testing matched this woman, Brandita Italiano, arrested in a raid this afternoon. Authorities say she left evidence behind back in 1991 when Joan Dolly.
And now Detective Tippett has Dennis Dolly in his sights with warrant for his arrest.
When I opened the door, I saw these policemen on the front porch. And I said, "Did you do this?" And he said, "No."
I'm arresting you for the murder of your wife, Jimmy.
What? You got the wrong guy.
Detective Tippett spent the last 4 years trying to find evidence to incriminate Dennis. The train's boss, Marilyn, delivers a vital clue that provides Detective Tippett with a plausible motive.
Hey! We found out additional information that I didn't have through Harold Rush.
Hey!
Marilyn informs him that a year before the murder, Joan inherited $100,000 and a house from her late mother.
Walter believed that Dennis Dollar would have told us this, but he didn't.
The money drove a wedge between them.
She was considering divorcing him. She wouldn't put him on the deed. She wouldn't allow him basically to follow through. It was her considered it. And she told her friends, that was my nest egg. That was mine.
Joan. Prosecutors allege that during the hours of Wednesday, April 17, 1991, Dennis has led Ida into the house.
so selfish and narcissistic, he cared for himself. That's it. Nobody else.
Dennis's second wife, Carol, is in no doubt about Dennis's guilt.
I absolutely knew that Dennis orchestrated this. Maybe he thought he could bump me off too and get my money, like he had done with Jones.
For Joan's best friend, Terry, her feelings are still raw.
Nigel, I loved her as a sister, as a friend, extremely close, and best friend ever. And I will never have that again.
Dennis died in prison in 2003. Brandita is currently being considered for parole. April 17th, the date that her mom's life horrifically ended, still haunts Dennis to this day.
That date doesn't exist. I get a new calendar every year and I black out that date. It's horrifying to me because it brings everything right back that day. So, and that's not the way I want to live my life. It's hard enough because she's gone. She didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves it.
This is the story of two happy American families.
We were together.
Search teams prayed together before heading out on a grim
Ventura, California. That's Matthew's ever so patient mom, Debbie English.
It was just a good time. We had a barbecue, cake, and ice cream. I think the kids swam in the pool. It was just a nice thing.
Her husband, Larry English, is behind the camera.
Every time we would have get-togethers, I would take the video camera to try to film as much as I could. And in the videos, you'll see everybody in it but me. I was always filming.
Most of the guests are Matthew's grandparents, aunts, and uncles. And then there's the family in school, who become English's best friends, the Downs. That's 31-year-old Sherry Down.
Sherry had long, curly hair and the most piercing blue eyes you ever saw. Her eyes it just seems like they could just look right through you. They were so bright and blue. She doesn't like her picture taken at all. There she goes.
This is the one where I had recorded the case.
Oh yeah, she was behind Mike. There's Mike. He thinks it's funny.
What do you think about these things? You run and get high.
Michael, with his dazzling smile, is always confident in the center of attention.
Oh yeah, you could film Mike all day long and he would stand here and look at it and smile. Probably wave to me and things.
The Dallies moved here to a quiet suburban area of Ventura a few years after getting married.
They moved in after we did our Channel Drive, and later she had Devin, and we had Robert. And so we became friends because we just had two young children the same age.
The two families are inseparable. It's idyllic suburbia, with the kids all growing up together.
Can you give the boys more soda?
Yeah.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, how are you? Hey.
There's Sherry standing in the garage. We stuff it with candy, and then they take food backing up with a bat and stick full of grapes.
Sherry tries to avoid disaster. Sherry's the one on hand to make it all okay.
She was strict with the children. She wanted them to do the right thing.
And it's time to head inside for present opening. It's a new set of toy cars from the Dallies.
There was a jackpot right there. These were good times.
Good
Very
memories.
good.
Yeah. There's Mike down there on the floor with them.
This time, playing with the boys is precious to Mike.
He worked a lot. He was a manager of the supermarket, and he seemed like he was gone working a lot.
To provide for his young family, Mike works the night shift at a Vons supermarket.
He worked in Santa Barbara, so he'd stay up there and he'd come home maybe once a week. That at the beginning.
Months later, the fall of 1992. And once again, the Dallies and the Wishes are together. This time for Halloween. Debbie and Sherry are getting even closer. They each run a daycare business.
We were just talking of ways to bring in extra money So Sherry and I decided she'd set one up at her house, and I would set one up at my house. It was nice having Sherry down the road with the same business as me. We could do meal planning together. We could do trip planning together. She had a large van. We'd throw all their scooters in there, bring lunch, and we'd go to the park all morning long, come home, put them down for a nap.
It was a very big job, very demanding. I don't know how they did it, but those two gals did it. I mean, they did it great.
There's Mike. Mike's holding the camera. He's always there for the kids' stuff.
Oh, yes, he was.
There's Sherry.
Sherry.
It's July 1994, and another birthday for my teenage.
When they both would have birthday parties, Sherry and I would bake the cakes. It was a lot of fun. We were together every day.
Baby Larry's a good daughter.
That was odd.
Michael has not been around as much in the last year. On family days out, like this one, Sherry's on her own with the kids.
She would just be upset because he'd be gone all the time.
Turns out, Michael has been treating her badly at home.
Kind of get mean, not physically mean, verbally mean. He'd say that she was fat, that she was good, that she was no good. 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 She
do that to his family.
Full.
You okay? I'm not okay. She left him. And it was the father of her kids. And she didn't want her children to have a broken home.
She blames herself, sure that he's found someone younger and prettier to spend his affections on.
It was happened to him. I messed up. I got fat and I lost him. It's a little bit better. I'm a little bit back.
Mike continues to see the boys. And in the weeks that follow, he's surprised to find Sherry, the changed woman.
I'm Mike.
Hey. Where's the boys?
Oh, okay.
You look good.
She wanted to make herself more sexy. She thought that was the way she could keep her. Would you like to see the break? Why not?
She started showing a lot more of herself, but not, bad way or vulgar or anything like that. Just enough to get a man's attention.
Thanks. I was thinking, maybe I'll come home. Did you make taking care of the boys a lot easier?
In 1996, after 3 months away from home, Michael decides to move back in.
There was hell or heels around Mike because she didn't want to go divorce.
Michael agrees to work on preparing a future marriage.
I mean, you're not going to get along perfectly all the time, but you have to work it out.
A few months later, May 6th, 1996. It's 3 p.m. Michael's at home when the boys' school calls. Sherry hasn't picked up Devin and Max.
Yeah, you seen Sherry?
Hey!
Well, she didn't pick up Thursday.
And I said, well, it's Monday. And on Monday, Sherry was like creature of habit. Monday, you go to Target.
Mike rushes to the Target store. He soon spots Sherry's van in the parking lot. Her purse is on the seat, and it looks like all the purchases from Target are in the vehicle. Along, her keys are still in the ignition, with her ID attached to them. There's no trace of her. Sherry Daly is missing. Four years ago, Sherry Daly was a good mom, always put her family first. Now, she has disappeared. After the
I called the hospital. How old is she? Taking races with her. But it's not just him. Every time I see that news, that's
wait 72 hours before launching a missing persons investigation. But Sherry's abandoned van is enough to ring alarm bells. Detective Sean Connery picks up the case.
Cases are fairly common, and they can be really frustrating as far as investigating goes, because a person has a right to be a missing person if they want to.
Working with Conroy is Detective Skip Young.
Sherry Daly? 2 kids missing since 3 p.m.
It was the policy of the Ventura Police Department to put all resources we have, every detective available, for the first 48 hours to try to get a feel for where this was going to take us. The first step is to try to establish when Sherry was last seen. Target store managers pull their security footage from that morning. At 9:22, Sherry approaches the checkout counter. The tape showed her shopping. It showed her checking out the checkout line. She didn't appear to get any money. Didn't show any signs of nervousness or stress. Unfortunately, there was no video in the parking lot. Ventura police spread out and see if they can find anyone who saw Sherry Daly leave the store. And they're in luck. Witnesses remember seeing a teal-colored Nissan car blocking Sherry's van.
And she noticed that the driver drew a wig on and had very
The woman then proceeded to put Sherry in handcuffs and into the back of her sedan. They drove off.
They all came to the conclusion that it must have been police action because none of them called the police department.
Detective Conroy checks with the station's records for an arrest warrant.
Nothing.
Sherry wasn't arrested. She must have been kidnapped by someone posing as a cop.
Thanks.
The police immediately issue a bolo for the teal sedan. Back on Channel Drive, Debbie English organizes search parties. The storm is all over the news.
Volunteers are looking for Sherry Daly.
Daly was last seen at this Ventura Target store.
There was probably 400 or 500 people that congregated to do this, and we kind of broke up into groups of so many, searching these different areas.
Just try to not get those. Because it gets louder, you hit those buttons.
Sherry. 4 years ago, when Sherry Daly was helping to throw this Halloween party, her husband Michael Daly was happy to film it, proud. But after Sherry's apparent kidnapping by a fake cop, detectives have discovered that Michael has a double life with another woman named Diana Hawn. At 9 a.m., May 8th, 2 days after Sherry's disappearance, they knock at the door of 35-year-old Diana Hawn.
She opens the door and a lingerie top, and it's clear that she had just gotten out.
We're going to have to ask you a few questions. Mr. Daly?
Michael comes walking out of a back bedroom, just wearing a pair of boxer shorts.
It looks an awful lot like Michael spent the night there. The same Michael who was just yesterday hanging out with some posters for children.
He is supposedly distraught, yet here he is, spending the night with his lover.
The pair detectives give the
The initial interview with Michael was for
I crashed on my bike, and that's how I got the scratches on my forehead. We knew that the story that she had given us was not complete. We knew that there was something more going on there. But we really had nothing. So we ended up releasing her that day, and ended up releasing Michael too.
A few weeks later, the detectives catch a break and track down the teal-colored sedan. It's a rental car, and once more, it was checked out by their prime suspect.
Diana Hawn had, in fact, rented a Nissan on May 5th, the day before the kidnapping.
And when police check the car, they can't miss it. There is blood everywhere.
Now the focus goes to obtaining search warrants for Diana Hawn's house. It also tells us that we need to start poking holes in her story, because of course they never mentioned renting a car.
Detectives bring Diana back in for a more pointed round of questioning.
So now we have her rental element. We have the vehicle. And so now the interview's taken a completely different tone.
You know who this is? I'm glad that you can't say her name. I think she's gonna look anything like that when we find her.
She could have changed her hairstyle.
Her hairstyle's gonna be changed, all right. Her hairstyle's gonna be changed. Her body's gonna be bloated. It's gonna be black. It's gonna expand and exit the case from the inside out. It's gonna burst open. It's gonna be full of magnets. Would you not be after one of your kids? Does anyone deserve that? Does she deserve that?
She ran off.
She ran off.
Left him with all the bills.
Left him with all the bills.
Detectives think Diana murdered Sherry to have Michael all to herself. And they know something that might make him crack.
He had girlfriends on the side. He was, by his own admissions, seeing some prostitutes.
You think you're his first girlfriend, he said, Sherry? You're one of many. You're one in a list.
What we're telling her in that interview was, look, Diana, at some point, Michael's going to have to make a decision between you and his children. Who do you think he's going to choose?
You think Mike cares about you? He doesn't. Mike's only saving his baby. You didn't favor. Because now he's out of the marriage, you're holding the bag, and he's free.
It's clear to detectives that Diana is shaken by the revelations about her lover's secret life. She asks to speak to Michael alone.
My partner and I decided to leave the interview room and to see if they'll make some kind of statements.
With cameras recording their meeting, officers hope she will confess to Michael.
He goes into the room. She's very weak. She's destroyed. And he goes up to her and he goes, hi. Not, a greeting, but the karate type of, statement like, hi. It was like watching somebody blow
Well,
back up.
I took you no matter out your arms then.
Seen an interview quite like that before.
Detectives begin to think that Michael may know more than he is letting on.
Diana seemed to be under Michael's spell. I got the impression that whatever Michael told her to do, she would do.
You can tell the city to look in. What area? Before the wolves get to the coyotes.
I am pleased. Would you like me?
Can't help me. Okay, fair enough. Good luck in court.
Diana's resolve is back, and she clams up. With not enough to hold her, Diana is free to go again. This time amid a swarm of news media.
Diana Hahn was released for lack of evidence. Hahn is allegedly having an affair with Dowley's husband, Michael. Police say Hahn remains just as much a suspect now as she did when they first arrested her.
The problem with an abduction case is if you don't find the body, there's always that lingering doubt. So it's so critical. I can't express how critical it is to find the body.
Mom of two, Sherry Dowley, is missing, and Police believe she was murdered.
Search teams prayed together this morning before heading out on a grim task. Volunteers are looking for the body of Sherry Daly. She's been missing for 3 weeks.
And I was sad. It's kind of a relief. You know she's been found in that, but it's sad also. The wondering part is over, where she is in that, but it doesn't help with the grieving part.
The coroner determines the cause of death to be multiple stab wounds to the chest and face. Sherry was then decapitated with an axe and her dismembered body thrown into the ravine.
It's just horrible when you think of ways to die. That was a very atrocious murder.
It was hard on the boys too. I remember after Sherry had gone, me taking Devin and Max to the park. And the other kids, older kids then, would come up to Max and tell him, your mom's dead. And he's just so overwhelmed. I remember him crying and screaming.
The discovery of Sherry's body is the trigger for the Ventura police to arrest Michael Daly's girlfriend, Diana Hahn. They know Diana was involved in Sherry's kidnapping and murder. Her rental car matched the description by witnesses, and Sherry's blood was found inside. With Hahn under arrest, police issue a warrant. Discovery of purchase at a wig store. They showed the proprietor of the picture of Diana. He immediately identified her.
Another check was written to Kmart. We're able to go back to Kmart, trace down these and locate all the items that she purchased.
How disguise. And that's all.
Among the items was windproof matches, lighter fluid, large trash bags, hats. How to commit a murder